Congratulations on choosing the Dayco replacement tensioner model 253, which features Dayco's patented flat spring technology for a more consistent range of torque. This tensioner has been designed and manufactured by Dayco to meet, and in many cases exceed, the performance requirements of the OEM tensioners on the application shown. Here are a few installation tips for this tensioner. Our featured vehicle is a 2001 Chevy 1500 pickup truck with a 5.3-liter V8 engine. For safety's sake, turn off the engine, take the keys out of the ignition, and disconnect the negative battery cable. On this application, the air intake on the passenger side of the engine must be removed for access to the tensioner. To remove the old tensioner, using a 15mm breakover bar, ratchet, or serpentine belt installation tool, engage the tensioner pulley bolt. Apply leverage to rotate the tensioner arm, releasing tension on the belt. Remove the belt from the tensioner pulley. Relax the tensioner arm. Remove the tool and move the belt away from the tensioner. The tensioner has 3 mounting bolts that must be removed. The bolts are located at approximately the 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 1 o'clock positions of the tensioner pulley. Using a 15mm socket wrench, break each bolt loose and begin unthreading it. Continue unthreading each of the 3 mounting bolts by hand and remove them. When all the bolts are out, remove the tensioner. To prepare for the installation of the replacement tensioner, clean the mounting surfaces with a light abrasive pad to ensure that no debris is lodged between those surfaces and the tensioner, which could cause alignment problems and allow the mounting bolts to loosen over time. Use the OEM mounting bolts to install the new tensioner. Thread the bolts in by hand until they're snug. A 15mm deep socket will prove helpful in the early stages of this process. The bolt located at the 8 o'clock position is probably the easiest to install first, and will support the tensioner during the installation of the remaining 2 bolts. Tighten each bolt further using the 15mm socket wrench. Finally, use a torque wrench to tighten each bolt to 35 foot-pounds. Since the old tensioner may have damaged the old belt, Dayco recommends installing a new W-profile poly-rib belt on the drive. Be careful to install the belt correctly in all the pulleys. It won't happen automatically. For reference, there is a routing diagram on the back of the Dayco belt sleeve, and usually on the vehicle under the hood. To install the new belt onto the tensioner, use the same tool as earlier and engage the tensioner pulley bolt. Rotate the tensioner arm and position the belt around the topmost accessory pulley, making sure the belt is still tracking correctly in the pulley grooves on all other accessories and the tensioner. Relax the arm, remove the tool, then make a visual check for proper alignment. Reconnect the battery cable and have an assistant bump the engine while you visually verify that the belt is seated properly in all the accessories. If satisfactory, start the engine to seat the belt. After a short run-in, replace the air intake, and the job is complete. Dayco is a leading worldwide manufacturer of automotive and heavy-duty replacement tensioners featuring its patented flat spring technology. Dayco designs its own tensioners with a number of superior features that far surpass the competition's. Buying Dayco means you're buying the best.